guys, it's Alexa from Alexa Loves Books, and I am back this week with another video, and this time I will be doing Top 10 Tuesday. Top 10 Tuesday is something that was started by the girls over at The Broken the Bookish, and basically it's just every Tuesday there's a new topic and you get to pick 10 books or 10 things or 10 whatever to make a list. This week the topic is basically the 10 books that you've loved but haven't talked about in a while. And I have a lot of those books, like I love them, and if someone mentions them I'll be like, oh my god, I love this book so much. But I don't actually end up talking about them on my own, so I thought I would do that today. I'm actually going to do 2 videos for this topic, and one is going up on Thursday. Today I'll be focusing on some contemporary titles and 2 historical titles, all YA, that I just really enjoyed and I thought were such great reads and would recommend them to anyone who asks. Rites of Passage by Joy N. Hensley, and I really like this book, you guys. It's basically about a girl named Sam who, on a dare from one of her brothers, is enrolled or goes to enroll in a military academy in Virginia. She's part of the first batch of girls that are at that academy. And it's not an easy journey for her because even though she's grown up with a military family and she knows all the routines, she knows that it requires a lot of discipline, it's hard because the community of boys and men who have enrolled in the military academy just don't want the girls there. So they have to keep proving themselves, they're constantly being tested, and it's just very harrowing to read about. I mean, I don't think I could survive at a military academy. I just really could not put this one down once I'd started it, and I think it's so unique, it's so interesting, and it's definitely something you should check out. Also known as by Robin Benway, this is actually the first book in a duology. The second book is called Going Rogue. Also known as is about a girl named Maggie, and her parents have basically been involved in being spies all their lives. And Maggie finds herself at a point where she also wants to be a spy, and so this is her very first adventure as one. And she and her family get sent to live in New York City, and she's got to infiltrate this high school and find some intel for the spy agency that they work for. And it's such a fun adventure. I think Maggie is so hilarious. She's such a great narrator, and I thought it was just really fun to read about. I am a sucker for books with spies in them, and I really think that this is one of the most fun ones I've read, and I really enjoyed this one and its sequel, Going Rogue. First and Then by Emma Mills. This one is pitched as Pride and Prejudice meets Friday Night Lights. Now, I've never watched Friday Night Lights, but you know, I still enjoyed this book. The Austen references are amazing. I think they're so fun, and I just think it's such a great contemporary. It was such a light read. So it's about a girl named Devon. It basically chronicles her life. She has a cousin Foster that comes to live with them, and she has to sort of readjust to that, and then she also has this crush on this guy she's been friends with for a while named Cass, but at the same time she also meets this other guy, Ezra, who kind of catches her attention, and it's super cute, and you can tell who I was rooting for, obviously. And I just think it's one of those books that, you know, if you're looking for a lighter read that still has some substance, this would be a great one to start with. So I think you guys should check it out. Plus, this cover is just pretty. Look at that. Look at the pretty colors. And I like the little heart shape it's got right there. So cute. The Weight of Feathers by Anna Marie McLemore. And I've just got to tell you guys, this is one of the most beautifully written contemporary magical realism books I've read ever. I just really enjoyed the story. It's very Romeo and Juliet because there are these 2 sort of circus families. One family is into acrobatics and the other family is sort of like mermaids and underwater stunts and all of that. And it's very interesting because 2 of the teens, one from the acrobatics family and one from the underwater stunts family, basically end up meeting, and they have this connection and they start liking each other. And there's more to it than that, but that's definitely the main thing that's going on for them. And I just think it was so fascinating to read about all of the things that they could do as performers. And it was also interesting to see the story unravel, both in terms of the present day, which is with Chuck and Lace, and in terms of the past and what happened between their families that caused this whole feud that make them kind of compete with each other and try to one-up each other all the time. And they're really blood enemies. And I know I'm not explaining it very well, but honestly, it is seriously worth the read. Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. This is my favorite Sarah Dessen book. I think Along for the Ride is my favorite just because I like the whole concept of them just meeting up at night and like hanging out at the 24-hour Walmart. Auden basically is the child of a divorced couple, and she actually spends the summer with her father and his father's new wife and her father's new wife and their new child, and it's definitely an adjustment period for her. Like with most Sarah Dessen novels, it's very quiet, it's very realistic. It basically just depicts what happens to this one girl as she spends the summer learning new things, falling in love, readjusting to her new reality. It's a whole bunch of things. And I just really liked the way that everything was portrayed for Auden. It's such a great story, and I honestly would tell you that this is one of the Dessens that you definitely should read if you haven't read it yet. Stronger Than You Know by Jolene Perry, and this is the story of a girl named Joy, and she's been living in an abusive home from when she was little until she's around 15, and that's the age when she gets fostered by her aunt and her uncle, and she's now in a completely different environment, one that's supportive, one that tries to be understanding. And I really appreciated how this book just shows how her healing process, it took a while. Like it wasn't easy for her. And there were a lot of things going on in her life that made her question what was going on, what had happened to her, a lot of feelings she was experiencing as a result of all the abuse she'd gone through. And I really liked how it didn't feel like it was glossed over. And the way this one ends is just so perfect for her story, and I really like that. So definitely recommend this one. It's one that I haven't seen people talk about a lot, so you guys should check it out. Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. What I loved about this one is that she didn't hesitate to portray the kind of OCD that is portrayed in this novel. It's very different from anything I've read before, and I really like that a lot because it felt realistic, it felt authentic, and I really felt for Sam, who was going through this period where everything seemed to just be driving her obsession even more and just, you know, getting into her head. And I love that she discovers this whole new side to herself. She discovers this new group of friends in the group that meets at Poets Corner, which is a little area in their school where people meet and read their poetry and share their poetry. And I really like that. I think this is another one of those novels where it's just a realistic portrayal of one teen's experience growing up, and it just so happens that she also has OCD. And I just think it was very beautifully written. It was so compelling. And I just really liked the approach that Tamara Ireland Stone took in telling Sam's story. So definitely check this one out, you guys. It's very much worth the read. The Wrong Side of Right by Jen Marie Thorne. Jen has a writing style that's a bit similar to Sarah Dessen's, but definitely something unique. And this is basically the story of Kate, who discovers that the father that she hasn't known all her life is apparently a politician running for US president. Anyway, this is the story of how Kate kind of, you know, becomes a part of her father's political campaign, and she spends the summer like learning the ropes and being told how to act, what to do, because of course the media attention on her is just as great as the attention on her father. And there's a lot of things that happen in this one. She kind of has to navigate a new relationship with this man who is her father, who she has never met before or didn't know about before. She also has to sort of learn to get along with his family now. Plus there's this whole political landscape that she needs to navigate as well. And I think what I enjoyed about this one is that Kate felt like such a real character. I felt like I was really stepping into her shoes and getting to experience what she was experiencing. It was just done so well. So well, and I really like that a lot. Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee. And I read this one last year and absolutely loved it. I think what I like most about it is that it's a Western, but the main character is Asian. And I have never read anything like it. And she's Chinese, so we're not exactly the same type of Asian because I'm Filipino, but I think it's always so interesting for me to see Asians portrayed in books, especially when they get to be the main characters. And this is basically the story of a girl named Samantha as she runs away and tries to go out west after the death of her father. And along the way, she meets a black girl named Anna May, and together they disguise themselves as boys and go on the journey west. A lot of things happen to them. There's a lot of tragedy involved. There's a lot of secrecy involved, especially because they're trying to conceal the fact that they're girls. And they also fall in with this group of gentlemen that actually really do care for them and help them out, and they form like this bond, and I love that. But it was also really fun to see these two girls form a friendship that was so strong, and that could withstand so many things that happen in this novel. Vengence Road by Aaron Bowman, and we must take a moment to just admire this cover because it is absolutely beautiful. It looks like a movie poster, honestly. Vengence Road is the story of a girl named Kate, and Kate is out for revenge after her father is murdered. And that's a basic premise of the story, but what I found really great about it was that there was more to it than that, and I discovered it when I was reading the book. I think that Bowman really did her research, and it shows, and Kate was just such a feisty main character. She really wasn't willing to back down. She really wanted to go after what she wanted to go after, and she is so capable of doing that, even if she does make mistakes or bad decisions. I thought it was a great Western. I really enjoyed it, would highly recommend it. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 8 contemporary novels and 2 historical novels that I wanted to mention for this Top 10 Tuesday. And if you're looking for science fiction or fantasy recommendations, I'm going to be sharing that on Thursday, so come back to this channel. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll hit the thumbs up if you like this video, and I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, and any of my other social media will be down below. Alright guys, till Thursday, bye!